Mindscapes, Education and the Human Journey. Episode: The Silent Revolution, How Education Shaped Civilizations. Welcome to Mindscapes, the podcast where we explore the forces that shape our minds, our societies, and our future. Today's episode is titled, The Silent Revolution, How Education Shaped Civilizations. What if I told you that every revolution, every renaissance, every resistance, begins not on the battlefield or in the ballot box, but in the classroom, the village square, or even around a fire where stories are passed down? Today, we're diving into the long, complex, and often surprising story of education, the quiet engine behind civilization itself. Let's rewind the clock, way back. Before pencils, before alphabets, even before writing. In prehistoric times, education was about survival. You learned by watching, doing, mimicking. Elders taught the young how to track animals, make tools, recognize medicinal herbs. Stories carried wisdom, values, and identity. In that way, oral tradition was humanity's first curriculum. Now imagine a small boy in ancient Mesopotamia, around 3000 BCE. He's holding a reed stylus, practicing cuneiform on a clay tablet in a school known as an e-dubba, literally, tablet house. He's not just learning to write, he's being groomed for elite service in the temple bureaucracy. Education, even then, was power.
In every society, what we teach and who gets to learn tells us everything about who holds the reins.
Segment 2, Temples, Madrasas, and Monasteries. Fast forward, the ancient world is in full bloom. In India, the Gurukul system has students living with a teacher, not just to study, but to learn humility, ethics, and spirituality. In China, Confucius redefines education as a path to moral betterment. Civil service exams based on his teachings created the first large-scale meritocracy. If you passed, your family's future changed overnight. Meanwhile, in the Islamic Golden Age, cities like Baghdad and Cordoba lit up with learning. Libraries had tens of thousands of books. Scholars translated and expanded upon Greek philosophy, Indian math, and Persian medicine. Madrasas taught astronomy, jurisprudence, poetry, all for free. Contrast that with medieval Europe, where most learning was confined to monasteries. Education was in Latin, often theological, and reserved for the elite. But even there, a seed was growing, one that would bloom later in cathedrals and then universities. Segment 3, The Printing Press and the People's Mind. The year is 1440. A goldsmith named Gutenberg invents the printing press. And just like that, knowledge breaks free from the confines of wealth and clergy. Books become cheaper, literacy spreads. With the Reformation, ordinary people demand to read the Bible for themselves. The Enlightenment follows, asking, what if reason, not tradition, should govern society? Education becomes more than training, it becomes emancipation. Segment 4, Factories, Bells, and Mass Schooling. By the 1800s, a new kind of revolution is underway, the Industrial Revolution. Steam, steel, and cities change everything. Factory owners need workers who can read instructions, show up on time, and follow orders. Enter the modern school system, desks in rows, bells, age groups, standardized tests. In Prussia, the state creates compulsory schooling to build obedient citizens and loyal soldiers. That model spreads globally. It's efficient, measurable, but also mechanistic.
Think about it. We design schools the same way we design factories. Is it any wonder they emphasize uniformity over creativity?
Segment 5, Education as Resistance. But education was never just about compliance. Around the world, it also became a form of resistance. In colonial India, Gandhi promoted village education rooted in local culture and crafts. In apartheid South Africa, banned books were devoured in secret. In the American South, black families risked their lives to teach their children to read.
Education either functions as an instrument to facilitate integration into the logic of the present system, or it becomes the practice of freedom.
That's Brazilian educator Paulo Freire, whose pedagogy of the oppressed redefined teaching as a dialogue, not a monologue. Segment 6, Girls, Gaps, and the Global Struggle. And then there's the gender gap. For centuries, girls were excluded from learning. Even today, 129 million girls remain out of school. But something is changing. From Malala Yousafzai's courageous advocacy to grassroots programs in rural Kenya and Afghanistan, a new awareness is rising. Educating girls, studies show, isn't just fair, it transforms communities. Lower infant mortality, higher income, stronger democracies. Segment 7, The Digital Paradox. Then came the internet. Suddenly, anyone with a connection could access MIT lectures or learn guitar from a stranger in Seoul. MOOCs exploded. YouTube became the new blackboard. But with it came the digital divide. Billions still lack stable access. During the COVID-19 pandemic, education ground to a halt for over 1.5 billion students, many of them never returned.
We need to stop calling it online education if it's only accessible to the privileged. What we have is not a digital revolution, it's a digital illusion.
Segment 8, What comes next? So, what's next? Some propose radical rethinks, project-based learning, emotional literacy, teaching empathy as seriously as algebra. Finland leads in holistic, play-based education. Estonia uses AI to tailor individual learning paths. Others ask, should school even be a building? Should tests exist? Should students co-design their curriculum? One thing is clear, the old system, designed in the 1800s, is buckling under the weight of a 21st century world.
Education isn't just what we know. It's who we become. It's not about preparing for a job, but preparing for life, for democracy, for dignity. It's where society chooses what to forget and what to remember. From stone tablets to digital tablets, the essence remains the same. To pass on the torch of wisdom, wonder, and responsibility. So the next time you walk past a school, or watch a child ask why, for the 100th time, remember, you're witnessing the quiet revolution that keeps the world turning.
Thanks for joining us on Mindscapes. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend, leave a review, or support the show by subscribing. Next week, we're exploring something equally essential: time, how we measure it, obey it, and sometimes rebel against it. Until then, stay curious.